Okay, maybe we can take just a second to close the eyes or not, whatever you feel like doing right now. By just being aware of the place where you are situated and allowing the weight to drop. And taking a second to feel the space, space outside of us and space inside of us. Just bringing in awareness of the space and the world that surrounds us with all the events and the space inside us where these events kind of echo. And let's take a second to use our own touch to bring a little awareness to our body and our feelings, and staying with whatever's moving inside of us, but using touch to kind of like accept that and say it's okay to whatever's moving inside of us. And allowing the breath to deepen. And as we're breathing in, how the space is becoming more wide and we are taking in the oxygen of all the plants and the trees, of our surroundings and the whole planet. And at the same time, breathing out and communicating with these plants as well and the trees. Every breath reminding ourselves that we are part of this living system and that we are somehow supported by this circle of life of breathing in and breathing out. And how the air is filling up the head area and going through the neck and filling the lungs. And how our stomach and is reacting also to breathing and our pelvis. So slowing down a little bit, taking time to connect, and feeling how the breath can go deep all the way to the pelvic diaphragm and how the pelvic diaphragm is responding, and even deeper into the legs. And how we can root even deeper and deeper into the earth, into the ground. And maybe imagining ourselves that we are also plants on this planet, seeds that have sprouted. So where are our roots at the moment? Where is our nourishment that we can take through our roots? And maybe finding all the spots in the body where there is a little tension or compression, or and trying to find a little bit more space, a little bit more sponging in that area, a little bit more juice, more breath, more nourishment. So feeling the outside breath going into the lungs, and oxygen through the lungs going into the heart. So staying a little bit with this pathway of breathing in and oxygen filling the lungs and going into more subtle and subtle channels into the alveoli of the lungs. And entering the heart area. And then through the heart and the blood circulating throughout the whole body and finding every cell. And you can focus on the whole body as a unity or a particular grouping of cell, just feeling how every cell is touched by the nourishment of oxygen. and how the oxygen and the nutrients are going into the cell and into the tiny parts of the cell, the mitochondria, where they are used to make energy, to regenerate, to produce the life force. And how we can rest in this level, land there and just rest and be there and be aware that we don't have to create it, that it's happening anyways. This deep level of the cell. And how these fluids and nutrients are moving and they are in constant flux, in constant change, and that we are a constant transformation, and that the world outside is also constant transformation. And then put a little bit more attention to the center of the pelvic floor, the perineal body. And connecting that place with our heart center. And still breathing and feeling the cells breathing and the mitochondria shining and producing the energy. But feeling the connection of the heart with the ground, with the pelvis. And also relaxing our brain as much as we can. And maybe also literally bowing our head to the heart. remembering this connection of heart and brain, and how as we bow down our head, the space between the heart and the brain becomes smaller, and the head kind of surrenders to the heart. With a trust that the heart knows that. And also touching the bottom of our sternum and the xiphoid process. Feeling how it reacts to breathing, and how the thoracobody in that space can radiate from the center of the body in all directions. How our shape is changing with every breath. And feeling our own breathing, and just widening a little bit consciousness and reminding ourselves that the trees are breathing as well, and other living beings, and that the whole planet is breathing with us at this moment. And each of us individually in our own houses, and the question that comes to me is how to find the trust that the next breath is coming, trust in life on this planet, and the trust that the future is not doomed, but that life is just everlasting and transforming, and the trust in our own transformation and healing. As we are breathing together with the planet. Okay, and slowly maybe opening the eyes and opening the senses to receive whatever's coming from around us. And trying to receive whatever's coming into the senses and into the heart, as if we are looking from the heart and listening from the heart. And maybe opening our arms from the heart. And how does it feel to put the consciousness into the heart space and into this horizontal plane, and just seeing the horizontal? And what is the relationship with the hands and the fingers, and just noticing how do we feel? Do we feel different than before we started the exploration? Did some sort of change, transformation occur in this simple movement? Simple act of kindness towards ourselves to do something. And from the echo of all this, can we come together for a sharing